Have you ever looked around your home and felt a little overwhelmed? You see shelves full of books you haven't read, closets packed with clothes you never wear, and drawers overflowing with gadgets you bought but forgot about. We are often told a story, a very convincing one, that acquiring more things will lead to more happiness. The next smartphone, the latest fashion trend, the bigger house. These are presented as the keys to a better life. But I want you to pause for a moment and really think about it. Does that new purchase from 6 months ago still bring you the same thrill it did on the first day? Or has the excitement faded, leaving just another object taking up space in your life? This brings us to a fundamental question that sits at the heart of our discussion today. What if the secret to a happier, more fulfilling life isn't about adding more but about subtracting? Welcome to English Smarties, the place where you practice your English listening skills with captivating topics. Today, we are diving deep into a lifestyle called minimalism. When you hear the word minimalism, what comes to mind? For many people, the first image is a stark white room with almost no furniture, maybe just a single chair and a plant. While that aesthetic is certainly one expression of it, it's not the whole story. Minimalism is not about getting rid of all your possessions or living a life of extreme deprivation. It's not a competition to see who can own the fewest things. That's a common misconception that often scares people away from exploring its principles. At its core, minimalism is a tool to help you get rid of the excess in your life so you can focus on what is truly important. It is about living with intention. It's a conscious decision to make room for more time, more passion, more creativity, more experiences, and more freedom. Think of it less as a strict set of rules and more as a personal journey. The goal isn't just to have a tidy home, although that is often a pleasant side effect. The real goal is to build a life that is aligned with your values, a life where you are not weighed down by the physical and mental clutter that so easily accumulates. Minimalism invites you to ask a simple but powerful question about everything you own. Does this thing add value to my life? Value can mean different things to different people. For some, an item adds value because it is useful, like a quality cooking pot you use every day. For others, it might be an object that brings you joy, like a piece of art that inspires you or a guitar you love to play. Our society is built on a very simple yet powerful myth, the idea that more is always better. From a young age, we are taught to measure success by what we have. A bigger house, a faster car, a closet full of designer clothes. These are the visible markers of a life well lived, or so we are told. This message is not subtle. It is everywhere. It's in the advertisements that promise happiness with every purchase, the social media feeds filled with influencers showcasing their latest hauls, and even in casual conversations where we compare our possessions with those of our friends and neighbors. This relentless cycle of consumerism keeps us on a treadmill. We work hard to earn money, and then we spend that money on things we believe will make us happy. For a short time, they often do. The thrill of a new purchase provides a temporary boost of excitement and satisfaction. But this feeling is fleeting. The engine driving this cycle is the powerful force of marketing and advertising. Companies spend billions of dollars each year to master the art of making us feel dissatisfied with what we already have. They create artificial needs, highlighting problems we didn't even know existed, and then offering their products as the perfect solution. This constant exposure makes it incredibly difficult to distinguish between what we genuinely need and what we have been conditioned to want. This culture of accumulation has become so normalized that we often don't even see it as a choice. It's just the way things are. We fill our homes, our garages, and even rent storage units to hold the overflow of our possessions. We believe that having these things provides us with security and status. But what if this belief is flawed? What if the very things we think are enriching our lives are actually complicating them? The things we own are not just passive objects sitting in our homes. They actively demand our time, energy, and attention. Every single item requires something from us. It needs to be bought, cleaned, organized, stored, maintained, and eventually disposed of. When our living spaces are filled with clutter, this demand becomes a constant, low-level hum of responsibility in the background of our lives. This physical clutter often translates directly into mental clutter. Our minds reflect our environments, and a disorganized home can lead to a disorganized and anxious mind. Each of these seemingly insignificant decisions consumes a small amount of our mental energy, and it all adds up. By the time we get to the important decisions of the day, our cognitive resources are already depleted. This can lead to poor choices, procrastination, or a feeling of being completely overwhelmed. Think about how much easier it would be to get dressed in the morning if your closet only contained clothes that you love and that fit you well. The decision would be simple and quick, freeing up your mental energy for more meaningful tasks, like focusing on your work, connecting with your family, or planning your day. Furthermore, our possessions can tie us to the past in unhealthy ways. We hold on to things out of guilt. It was a gift, obligation, I might need it someday, or nostalgia for a person we used to be. These objects can become physical anchors, preventing us from moving forward and embracing the present. So, if minimalism isn't just about having empty rooms, what is it really about? At its heart, minimalism is about one powerful concept: intentionality. It means moving through life with purpose and making conscious choices instead of living on autopilot. It's about asking why before you do something, especially before you buy something. Why am I bringing this into my life? Does it serve a purpose? Does it bring me joy? This simple act of pausing and questioning is honestly kind of revolutionary in a world that encourages mindless consumption. This principle of intentionality extends far beyond your physical possessions. It applies to how you spend your time, who you spend it with, and what you give your energy to. A minimalist approach encourages you to evaluate all areas of your life. Another core idea of minimalism is the focus on experiences over possessions. Research has shown that spending money on experiences, like travel, concerts, or learning a new skill, tends to bring more lasting happiness than spending money on material goods. The initial joy of buying a thing fades, but the memories of an experience can be savored for a lifetime. Minimalists understand this intuitively. They choose to invest their resources in creating memories and building skills rather than accumulating objects. Ultimately, this all leads to a profound sense of freedom. When you are no longer weighed down by the need to acquire and maintain a mountain of stuff, you are free. You have the financial freedom to work less, change careers, or save for a big goal. Let's talk about some of the real, tangible benefits that come from adopting a more minimalist lifestyle. One of the most immediate and impactful benefits is financial freedom. It's a simple equation. When you stop buying things you don't need, you spend less money. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being intentional with your spending. That money you save can be redirected towards things that truly matter to you. You could pay off debt faster, build up an emergency fund for peace of mind, or start investing for your future. Imagine the weight that would be lifted off your shoulders if you were no longer living paycheck to paycheck, all because you changed your relationship with stuff. Beyond the financial aspect, minimalism gives you back your most precious resource, your time. Think about how much time is spent on our possessions. We spend time shopping for them, time working to pay for them, time cleaning and organizing them, and time worrying about them. When you have fewer things, all of that time is returned to you. Suddenly, you have more hours in your weekend because you're not doing a massive cleanup or organizing a cluttered garage. You can use that newfound time to learn a new language, take up a hobby, exercise, or simply relax and spend quality time with the people you love. Another practical benefit is the incredible reduction in stress. With fewer possessions, there is less to worry about. You worry less about things breaking, being stolen, or going out of style. Your home becomes a sanctuary, a place of calm and order where you can truly recharge. One of the most surprising and beautiful outcomes of embracing minimalism is a heightened sense of gratitude. When you are surrounded by an overwhelming amount of stuff, it's easy to take things for granted. Nothing feels special when you have too much of it. However, when you intentionally choose to keep only the things that are useful or that you truly love, your relationship with those items changes. You begin to appreciate them more. You take better care of your belongings because you know each one has earned its place in your life. This practice of appreciation can expand beyond your possessions and into other areas of your life. This newfound gratitude helps you find joy in the simple things. These small moments become more vibrant and meaningful when your life is not cluttered with distractions. Minimalism helps you slow down and be more present. Instead of constantly chasing the next big thing, You learn to find contentment in the here and now. You realize that happiness was never hiding in a shopping bag. It was here all along, waiting for you to pay attention. With fewer distractions competing for your attention, you also gain incredible focus. This focus is not just for your work, but for your relationships as well. When you are with someone, you can be fully present with them instead of being mentally preoccupied with your endless to-do list. This journey of simplifying your life ultimately leads to a better understanding of yourself. As you peel back the layers of consumerism and external expectations, you get closer to your true self. You start to understand what you genuinely value, what your passions are, and what kind of life you actually want to live. Now that we've explored the ideas behind minimalism, from the stress of clutter to the freedom of simplicity, I want to turn the conversation over to you. We've talked a lot about the theory, but the real magic happens when you start to apply these ideas to your own life. So, I have a question for you to think about, and I would love to see your answers in the comments section below. Take a moment to look around the room you are in right now. Without thinking too hard, what is one thing you own that you could let go of today? And what is one thing you would never want to part with? This simple exercise is not about judging yourself or feeling pressured to get rid of things. It's simply a starting point for self-reflection. The item you could easily let go of probably represents something that no longer serves you. Maybe it's a piece of clothing that doesn't fit your current style, a gadget that was replaced by a newer model, or a book you know you will never read. Letting it go can be a small act of liberation. On the other hand, the item you would never part with tells you a lot about what you truly value. These are the items that genuinely add value to your life. They are not just mindless acquisitions. They are extensions of your identity, your passions, and your relationships. Recognizing what these items are helps you build a clearer picture of your personal definition of a rich life. Thinking about these two categories, the disposable and the essential, is the first step in curating a life that reflects your true priorities. As we come to the end of our discussion, let's return to the question we started with. Can less really make you happier? Throughout our journey today, we've seen that the answer is a resounding yes, but perhaps not in the way you might expect. Minimalism doesn't magically create happiness out of thin air. Instead, it acts as a powerful tool that removes the obstacles standing in your way. It clears out the clutter, the debt, the stress, and the distractions that prevent you from experiencing the joy that is already available to you. We have been conditioned by society to believe that happiness is something you can buy, something that comes packaged in a box or with a brand name attached. But this is a fundamental misunderstanding of where true, lasting contentment comes from. Happiness is not found in the accumulation of possessions. It is found in the quality of our lives. It's in our health, our relationships, our personal growth, and our ability to contribute to something larger than ourselves. These are the pillars of a fulfilling life, and no amount of material wealth can act as a substitute for them. The journey of minimalism is a personal one, and it looks different for everyone. There is no right or wrong way to do it. The goal is not to own nothing, but to make sure that everything you own has a purpose and adds value to your life. It's about shifting your focus from what you have to how you live. It's about trading a life of mindless consumption for one of mindful intention. This shift can be one of the most powerful and liberating decisions you ever make, allowing you to build a life that is not just successful on the outside, but deeply satisfying on the inside. So, as you go about your day, I encourage you to look at your own stuff with fresh eyes. Ask yourself if your possessions are serving you or if you are serving them. Consider the possibility that true freedom and happiness might not be found in getting more, but in wanting less. This is not about deprivation, it is about intentionality. It's about designing a simpler, more meaningful life, one object and one choice at a time. If you found this video helpful, be sure to come back for more. And remember, stay curious.